we couldn't have gotten people to come and testify in respect of foreign law now. Or can say a matter of fact, so someone an expert need to come and lead evidence, near cross-examining all those things. Because I think say, yeah, can take judicial notice from the onset in pleadings now must be say lumba no mame no worry and in Germany. And you can take judicial notice say Germany no omonye customary marriage ho.
Of course.
Omonye polygamy in you.
Yeah.
If we to me say oma worry or hold even in the absence of the certificate, and I say in the absence of its authenticity, or now I can say any certificate in one prove marriage. So where it is convenient for her, and why state say you can be holding the certificate, but there may be no marriage. Or discuss say issues about say one party is already pregnant for another person, and I say one person is out of deceit and as a fraud, near other things I'll mention here. So
you
understand. And so going on that tangent, would you to say wait to make with a certificate, but now on your the same way you can also be a wife without holding the certificate. So I believe say she has already made up her mind. Say biblical King Solomon judgment in no person or deba. And we also give her a leeway.
Yeah, we give her a simple way to have that.
That is the thing. So I believe that once you are going on appeal, people with good conscience will understand that won't mean for technicalities when you say this is the deal.
Yeah.
So I even feel say on appeal, if we work so hard that this case can be retrialed. Appeal judges limit man can say based on the way a case is in nobody should benefit from the judgment. Yes, I'm quite rehearing.
She actually
but
did
sought
not
to use the
part
of the letter that supports.
Because
oh, she did. If you read it, she relied on it and said it was not.
Because reading it,
she said that it was not sufficient.
Yeah, she said it is not a sufficient grounds to accept that there was any sort of divorce. One, because even if say the sacra by it was in two parts. Intention to divorce cannot, as she meant, be accepted as divorce. And even if she was in Sanso by even if she was in Sanso by man or a Mr. Is it Kantanka or something? Helped her to understand that what in some pokra bar and yes, what the buyer near the families try to resolve and reconcile the two of you, give you time. But when you come back again, now the Sunday say Basu Mokoya Nye Mode Muntimi Wari Bim.
Ola Micheal, I was one of the best support a mammy Akosua, a son say, Sa assembly a shall see no or no was so one hour, a mammy Akosua a blade to under support the or they support a mammy Akosua, a son say, Sa judgment now a course walk Kumasi High Court on no, I was a bias because so a son says, Sa judgment wait ye, and yet, which you that the lumba warrior on a head Odobroni warrior Mokano, would be a cry and say Nim Wasam or since our a big gammy aware, and that lumba and giant and a worry bill. Nothing, some new view a high court on no judging so almost knew how on Nangasa, a judge assembly. As I say, how would the assembly a car say a yet certificate near fake now a Odobroni ground. And therefore, no, and I hear Ola Micheal a year or sis assembly or best support to Angasa. And one dear, and also be to media boy a legal wife we. Na Emma Akosua where we no I inteno and also occupy more TikTok ayo beti wa or joining us am dey on any din koma omo training mu yi ama brother ba ko bi aba bonte am no so kire mu how judgment ne ko ya or kire judge ne say adofo yes judgment we pande e ba ya sense so hwema na so wa je atum ti said ya ayo obi a or marriage certificate name no yen ware no na afin so obi a oni marriage certificate I name ya ware no na so marriage certificate no na oni adofo in some na ta do ma church mi Ola Micheal ene obati wa Commodity or Mojo and some media more cast judgment in a course on and Yakura, Odobroni, our no, warrior, and a big army of warrior, or four. Young Korean things and messages on so better what your comments as well like video no. I say for mommy, I had as well egg and update.
I say petition now, Aqua Bontin. Ya rechi 20,000. Nampesa business ebetimi abua kesi kakra anase ehun here.
I mean, what is in the petition? To be a move for the binam.
Hey,
I have not received anything. Tisebia.
Mame. Ah.
Yeah, I go to for the mommy number and why.
I go to move fama no kenken be na emu odenti because
but what is this seeking to? What is the petition seeking to achieve, if I may ask?
So we put. Sorry, go on. You can speak. Sorry.
Go on. If you want to say something.
So the intent is to essentially petitions are set up so that you get lots of public call. Yeah, we've lost the.
Who concentrate what the way?
About moment.
Mr. Macho Man. So camera.
Hello.
Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay. So the purpose of petition is that you often do it to a public body, is that you show a lot of public interest because public bodies are there to act in the interest of the public, or they take actions on topic or situations that the public have an interest in. So you petition and you get enough signatures from the public for a petition. And if you reach a certain standard, then the government body, in this particular petition, we are seeking support from the German embassy based in Ghana to assist Akosua Serwa with whatever she needs for her appeal.
Oh, then that's a good one. That's a good one. It may not affect any court proceeding, but it can also produce another angle of support. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, it may produce another. A bit me cry at trigger embassy, to now decide say, oh, na say the panel a German citizen. So yeah, mudie irene ma ene ye tino ye befa body nako ne no irene ma ko ne omoyi. Yeah, it can trigger that part. So me pacho I go to afford mami na me sign be why.
That's it.
That's it anyway.
Ola Micheal.
Yes, ma'am.
Me pacho initially no me say yes na verdict ni 76. Me pacho ma me no ko yi bi free mu na 40.
Miss Van Brown. Pacho, hold on. I think so about two experience with
or maybe say we me pacho Shanice. Maybe say
experience in
Pacho ya ma for time.
Why me then short and na me bisa wala. Why ne verdict ni 76 na fe dey den ma me no okotna se dwene hu yi bi free mu na ba be say 46 and say bi bisa.
Okay, so EBC is 74, EBC is 76. A normal sometimes obetnasi no assign try to summarize it a bit more so that they are any too bulky for reading. Minimum more who say 76 and 74 no. I was of the opinion say on one name EB or can say oh the ruling is about 74 pages. ABR the font sizes or the throw I could do 74 no. Maybe or TT font no so. Emma now it got to be 49. Yeah, 49 as I see it. And now sometimes I know ruling nibi waha the interaction and answer interrogations between lawyers and witnesses and they try to produce that as part of the ruling, or they make reference to those things as part of the rulings, Yeah, and also to me, a year because my kind ruling be a year about 336 or 35 pages. Oshima interactions a course questions are lawyer be bisa witness be any ya producing but when one yenisa one fa so much of and kakra bi no show so I'm sure say we need those interactions in be brief ma pages no and aba from or maybe in the font no what it is so that it will be a bit more.
And yeah, what the bonnie in the bar wanting work people.
Me person me be kakra in respect of that.
Okay. Lawyer Pacho boy.
Pacho I think say my main congratulate you na me salute you. We am here video trending. I'm impressed. I think say I've also had an occasion to do with some grandma we were Ibia say was the banner. And so yes, or some supermarket view.
Hold on. Opportunity.
Yes.
That's my mom. That's my blood mom.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm turning the bone come up when I was in school.
Oh, so who many marbles and mammy no?
No great.
Yeah. Who many marbles and mammy?
No great. Very nice woman. But the mind and
yeah,
we've been hanging along for a while now. But yeah, that's it. So going back to question now, Lady Nibisa, I think it's already judgment never out now. It doesn't bear certified stamp.
Yeah,
I believe since I could see apply for copies. And no about font size
bulkier than this one.
Font size in the 14. And space in the Susono. Omuma be a 1.5 and I say 2. It's very brave, but the any who so far near I think said the low platform copy. Omo reduce size in 12. No, almost space in almost reducing. So
I think it's about 1 or so.
Tiaban sana a bit compressing. It is a before say a bit young cocasibia why something and answer you be from near other things. And I want us to wait and I say I could see and I say yeah mommy apply for certified copy from the registrar. That's around 70 column now, then we can insinuate the
yeah, you're right.
And right. So that is it. And I must say to you submissions in Kakra in respect of the way my ministry shoot it down your certificate. Over session 161 now or rely on it now. You were section
Evidence acting, right?
Evidence acting, yes.
Okay.
Or rely on 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But in the training create exception. But because nobody can make up the mind, 1 to Nabianco, because a trainer 1613 subsection 3 was say if a reasonable opportunity is given to the parties to investigate the authenticity of a foreign official signature, the court may, for a good cause shown, order that it be treated as presumptively authentic without the certification.
Exactly. So, last Saturday in my analysis on the ruling before it came out, I mentioned this one, the third part, that if we had given enough time to authenticate this whole document, I'm sure we wouldn't have arrived at what we are now.
So basically, you see, justice delayed is justice denied. Similarly, justice hurried is justice buried, and that is what we are experiencing now. Because Senkema lawyer Kusi timer, there is no way we couldn't have gotten people to come and testify in respect of foreign law now, or can say a matter of fact. So someone an expert need to come and lead evidence, near cross-examining all those things. Because I think can take judicial notice from the onset in pleadings now must be saloon by no and in Germany. And you can take judicial notice Germany or customary marriage.
Of course.
Polygamy in you.
Yeah.
If we to me say Oma worry or Holma, even in the absence of the certificate, and I say in the absence of its authenticity, or now I can say any certificate in one prove marriage. So where it is convenient for her, and why state say you can be holding the certificate but there may be no marriage. Or discuss issues about say one party is already pregnant for another person, and I say one person is out of deceit, and I say fraud. Near other things I'll mention here. So
you say wabeje impna bebre atum as our real.
You understand? And so going on that tangent, would you to say wait to make with a certificate, but now on your the same way you can also be a wife without holding a certificate. So I believe say she has already made up her mind. Say biblical King Solomon judgment in no person or deba. And we also give her a leeway.
Yeah, we give her a simple way to have that.
That is the thing. So I believe that once you are going on appeal, people with good conscience will understand that won't mean for technicalities when you say this is the deal.
Yeah.
So I even feel say on appeal, if we work so hard that this case can be retrialed. Appeal judges limit mark say based on the way a case is in nobody should benefit from the judgment. Yes, I'm quite rehearing. Or meet master take case in back to high court, someone taking time. Because you can't tell a plaintiff lawyer say, oh, leave these ones to me, I'll handle it. Only for you to come back and rely on those little flops. Now the actual judgment are in favor of. And there was no point in hurrying to finish the case in record time.
Yeah, what is the point? Really, what is the point?
So 1 month now, and a lot of cases have suffered adjournment.
Exactly.
We are applauding her. Say why are there? We need other cases are nan case and so basu in the court. No, but you make in respect of what may be in them.
No, in respect to the duration of the assembly.
Duration of the
assembly. We have to accept the fact that we are there, but it's like I said, make waste of time.
Yes, other cases have suffered. And we know on record time. But be that as is me, so well injunction application one grant is injunction or grantee employer. And I can say, oh, because in the punishment freedom, because of injunction, you to be in seeing any other things. But once I want granting injunction, case na it had nothing to do with the funeral.
Yeah.
Beyond say one in the and one anyway. So we could have taken our time to handle the case. Because we a case now day in day out, you get fresh ideas.
But this instance, all the pressure to lawyer and also to produce what he has to produce within a short time.
You understand? And getting other people from Germany and other things to certify this animal, it did not help.
Yeah.
And so on appeal, I say, oh no, remedy case in the back for retrial. We will not rule out that option. Because
it's possible.
To be honest, this judgment is not something we should let it stand.
No.
We shouldn't. Submission
lawyer for Joe Balami.
Yeah.
Lawyer Balami.
Nipacho Ohima. Mr. Robert Obi.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
Nipacho, question why?
Yeah, okay. Jumana, you can talk.
Yeah, just joining what Joe just said, and I was discussing with Joe yesterday. The funny thing about this as well is that if you remember that divorce letter, someone mute themselves, please. That divorce letter that was tendered by the defendant to as part of the counterclaim that Daddy Lumba and Akosua Serwa had divorced by her bringing her drinks. And the funny thing is, if you read the content of that letter, which was sent and was relied on, and the judge also relied on that letter, and if you understand anything to do with, what documents that should be submitted and what kind of weight you should place on evidence, a statement that's been made many years before the hearing, in the letter, for example, and in that letter, according to the defendant who submitted it, in that letter, she discussed the fact that she's brought the drinks back, but she also discussed the fact that her and Daddy Lumba had an ordinance marriage back in Germany, that he should agree for them to both dissolve. Am I making any sense of that? So
Yes. The judge should have taken the judicial notice.
exactly. So the fact that she says in her judgment that there was no divorce whatsoever between the two, and the content of that letter specifically was clear that there was 2 marriages. The first one 1991 and then ordinance 1, and she's saying, okay, now let's go and divorce through the ordinance. That was clearly a consistent statement that had been made and accepted. 2018, the judge relied on that letter.
No,
Okay.
no, I think she.
And there was a court evidence from the defendant,
She actually
but
did
sought not to
rely
use the
on
part
that
of the
anymore.
letter that supports.
Because
Oh, she did. If you read it, she relied on it and said that it was not.
Reading it,
She said that it was not sufficient.
yeah, she said it is not a sufficient grounds to accept that there was any sort of divorce. One, because even if say the sacra by no, it was in 2 parts. Intention to divorce cannot, as she meant, be accepted as divorce. And even if she was in Sanso Baya, even if she was in Sanso Baya, man or ye didn't buy Mr. Is it Kantanka or something? Helped her to understand that what in some pokra bar and yes, or the buyer near the families try to resolve and reconcile the 2 of you, give you time. But when you come back again, now the Sunday say Basu Mokoya Nye Mode Muntimi Waribim, then the family will have to sit again to deliberate on the issue before say the part of person who flower Rimuno, Yebeji or Yebeji Nensa. She explained that one.
What I'm saying, and I read all of that, which shows that she had in front of her evidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Evidence that proves. Evidence that proves 2 marriage.
Yes.
Okay, one was traditional and one was ordinance. She relied on it, and what she said was it was not the evidence through the letter of what had happened. Even if you accepted the facts at the time, it wasn't sufficient based on what we had learned to dissolve any marriage. Okay, in view of that, if you're going to rely on the content of that letter,
can you mute yourself, please? Thank you.
Then why ignore the part that consistently support the evidence that there is a valid ordinance marriage, and not even look at that part of the evidence, which strongly suggests you have all these information, because she relied on that evidence. Not like she said she was not going to look at that evidence at all. She relied on it. She discussed the content of that letter, but she missed the key part of it, which the parties have accepted that there's 2 marriages. And before she even brought the case to trial, she is saying, we've got 2 marriages. We married in Germany. We did this. And does that make sense? So in not often when I go to court in the UK, in the court of law, that would be what we regard as consistent statements in a document, which you put strong weight on it because that statement was made years before this court case. So the likelihood that you would have invented the facts in that letter to support the case is minimal. So not only have you got all these documents and certified document, a letter from the embassy, all of this stuff, you also got consistent statement in document form of an intention to divorce, but to divorce not only under the tradition, but also to divorce under ordinance.
Yeah.
And yet she made no mention of those key evidence that should have given her sufficient grounds to say the standard of proof, which is the balance of probability, had been met. Sorry, just wanted to just add that.
I get it. But the whole ruling, if you read it back and forth, you get frustrated along the line. Sometimes you might even get upset. But this is what we have, and we need to now focus on how we're going to, position this whole appeal process, what need to be, filed. And I see that there are some chances, a lot of chances, if the right things are done the right way. So I don't feel, it's lost yet. I don't see it that way.
Okay. Jumana, please, are you done with your questions?
Yes, I actually overstepped. I had finished with my time.
Okay. All right. PSA.
Okay.
Patch, remember 3 minutes. Why? Because request more than 40. You, Mr. M. Why?
Okay, that's fine. No worries. That's fine. Uncle Ola, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for your support. To be honest, unlike your like unim dieno or knowledge, any support concerning this issue, even how I will see to boas a church the last time Saturday, YouTube, now my ear very proud of you. Say, you did a good job.
That's